If anyone had seen our family from the outside, they would have called us perfect. A father who worked tirelessly, children who appeared loving and successful, a house full of memories, laughter, warmth, and life itself. But the truth was hidden behind smiles, behind rehearsed words, behind eyes that didn't reflect honesty. And I didn't see it until the night they celebrated me. I turned 60 that day. My body felt older than the number. Knees stiff, back aching, hands trembling slightly. But age wasn't what made me feel old. What aged me was understanding the people I loved the most. That morning, I woke up with a strange heaviness in my chest. Not fear, not pain, just weight. Something was coming. Something I was not yet ready for. I lay in bed for a long while, tracing cracks in the ceiling, as if each one told the story of the life I had built. Each crack was a memory. I remembered when this ceiling was new, when this house was a dream scribbled on a cheap notebook. Back then, hope was everything. And hope, for a long time, was enough. I stood up slowly, feeling my body protest with every movement. Walking toward the window, I let the morning light touch my face. But it didn't warm me. My mind wandered back decades, to nights I spent awake by my wife's side as she battled illness, to days I carried heavy sacks of cement, building this very home. Every wall, every corner, had a piece of me in it. Every brick contained sweat and sacrifice. I had given them my life, and today, I was beginning to feel that my life was no longer mine. By noon, the house began to change. Voices echoed. Footsteps tapped nervously on the wooden floor. Doors opened and closed. I stepped out of my room, and the first thing I saw made my chest tighten. Decorations. Balloons. A banner proclaiming, "Happy 60th birthday." For a moment, my heart softened. Maybe they cared. Maybe the years of my sacrifices had not gone unnoticed. I wanted to believe it. But life, I had learned, often lies. They greeted me with smiles that didn't reach their eyes. My daughter hugged me too quickly, almost rehearsed. My son smiled, yet his gaze betrayed calculation. I ignored it. I wanted to believe. The house soon filled with relatives, neighbors, friends, people who would marvel at a perfect family, unaware of the storm brewing within its walls. I sat quietly, observing. Every glance, every whisper, every pause carried meaning I had learned to decipher over decades. And then I saw it, a subtle exchange between my children, a silent signal. Something was happening, something I would soon understand. The cake arrived. 60 candles flickered in front of me. "Make a wish," they said. I closed my eyes and saw her, my wife. Her fragile voice whispered, "Take care of them." I had kept that promise. I had given them everything. But promises cannot protect you from betrayal. I blew out the candles, and in that moment, their plan quietly unfolded. That night, I overheard everything. Every word, every whisper. "He won't refuse. He doesn't have a choice." I felt my heart shatter. The next morning, I faced them. "We want to sell the house," they said casually, as if discussing furniture. No hesitation, no remorse. "And me?" I asked. "You can stay with us," they replied. "Not in my home. Not in my space. With them, as a burden." That day, I realized I was no longer a father. I was an obstacle. Days passed. I acted calm, quiet. They thought I had accepted defeat. But silence is a weapon. I went to a lawyer. I prepared. And when the time came, I revealed my move. A transfer of ownership to a charitable trust, leaving my family powerless to take what they tried to steal. Shock, panic, confusion. Their faces, once so confident, fell. "You ruined everything!" they cried. I only said, "No, you did." For the first time, I saw them clearly. The smiles were lies. The love was transactional. And in that clarity, I felt freedom. I walked away, leaving them with their greed, their disappointment, their own reflection. "I gave you everything once," I said, "but I won't give you myself." The night settled over the house. Silence returned, heavy and introspective. But unlike before, it did not feel empty. I looked around, at the walls I built, at the memories embedded in every corner. I was no longer just a father, a provider. I was someone who understood the cost of love, trust, and sacrifice. And I chose myself. From that day on, I lived differently. No longer a puppet in their plans. No longer a man seeking approval where none was genuine. I walked slowly, quietly, but with purpose. The memories of betrayal lingered, yes, but they no longer defined me. I was free. I had reclaimed my life.